Edward Smedley. Edward Smedley, 1788–1836, was an English clergyman known as a miscellaneous writer. Life: the second son of the Reverend Edward Smedley by his wife Hannah, fourth daughter of George Bills of Willey, Surrey, was born in the Sanctuary, Westminster, on 12 September 1788. His father held the post of usher of Westminster School from 1774 to 1820 and was a reader of the Royal Chapel. In 1816, he was made rector of North Bowie and Powderham in Devon. He died on 8 August 1825. Edward was sent to Westminster School as a home boarder in 1795 before he had completed his 7th year. He became a King's Scholar in 1800 and was elected head to Trinity College, Cambridge in 1805. He obtained the wooden spoon in 1809, graduating Bachelor of Arts in the same year and M.A. in 1812. As a middle bachelor, he gained one of the members' prizes for Latin prose in 1810, and in the following year he gained a similar distinction as a senior bachelor. He was elected to a fellowship of Sydney Sussex College in 1812 and won the Seatonian Prize for English verse in 1813, 1814, 1827, and 1828. Smedley was ordained deacon in September 1811 and took priest's orders in the following year. Through his father's old friend, Jared Andrews, Smedley became preacher at St. James's Chapel, Tottenham Court Road, and in July 1815 was appointed clerk in orders of St. James's Parish, Westminster. Smedley vacated his fellowship on his marriage on 8 January 1816. Shortly afterwards, he became evening lecturer at St. Charles's, Camberwell, a post which he held for a few years only. In 1819, he resigned his appointment of clerk in orders of St. James's Parish and took to teaching in addition to his literary and clerical work. In 1822, he accepted the editorship of the Encyclopaedia Metropolitana. He began his duties with the 7th part and continued to hold the post of editor until his death. Owing to his increasing deafness, he was compelled in 1827 to give up taking pupils, and in the following year he became totally deaf. In 1829, he was collated by the Bishop of Lincoln to the prebend of Sleaford, and in 1831 he resigned his preachership at St. James's Chapel. In spite of poor health, he continued to write until within a few months of his death. He died after a lingering illness on 29 June 1836. Aged 47, and was buried at Dulwich. By his wife Mary, youngest daughter of James Hume of Wandsworth Common, Surrey, Secretary of the Customs, he had several children. Works: Smedley was a frequent contributor to the British Critic and to the Penny Cyclopedia, as well as to the Encyclopaedia Metropolitana. His poems, with a selection from his correspondence and the memoir of his life, London, were published by his widow in 1837. The Tribute, a collection of miscellaneous unpublished poems by various authors, London, 1837, was edited by the Marquess of Northampton for the benefit of Smedley's family. Smedley also wrote a few verses, English and Latin, 1812, Anon. The Death of Saul and Jonathan, a poem, Seatonian Prize, London, 1814, 2nd edition, London, 1814. Sheffer, a poem, Seatonian Prize, London, 1814. Shona, a poem, London, 1815. Prescience, or The Secrets of Divination, a poem in 2 parts, London, 1816. Religio Clerci, a churchman's epistle, verse, London, 1818, Anon. A churchman's second epistle, verse, London, 1819, Anon. The Parson's Choice of Town or Country, an epistle to a young divine, verse, London, 1821. These last 3 poems were republished under the title of Religio Clerci, 2 epistles by churchmen, with notes, a new edition, London, 1821. Tables of My Garden. These were written by Smedley in verse for his children and were privately printed. Lax Renata, a Protestant's epistle, with notes, London, 1827, Anon. The Marriage in Connor, a poem, Seatonian Prize, London, 1828. Sword and Door, a dramatic sketch, Seatonian Prize poem, London, 1829. A very short letter from one old Westminster to another, touching some matters connected with the school, London, 1829, Anon. Sketches from Venetian History, London, 1831 to 2 vols. And on. These form vols. Roman 20 and Roman 32 of Murray's Family Library and were reprinted in Harper's Family Library, New York, 1844, 2 vols. History of the Reformed Religion in France, London, 1832, 4, 3 vols. These form vols. Roman 3, Roman 6, and Roman 8 of Rivington Theological Library and were reprinted in New York, 1834, 3 vols. History of France, Part I, from the final partition of the Empire of Charlemagne, Anno Domini 843 to the Peace of Cambrai, Anno Domini 1529, London, 1836. This form volume. It's the Library of Useful Knowledge.